So you had a good group of guys going down to state. What's it like for them? You know, you've got a lot of first timers going down, and it's the experience of just going to state as opposed to the race itself. It can be two different types of animals there. How do you handle that? Do you just kind of focus on having fun, running your best time? What's the focus at the state meet?
Yeah, it's you tell them about it, but telling them about it and then walking in and seeing the big blue oval in there, it's a whole different thing. It was just funny because we were in the car on the way down, and I was. Usually you've got some older kids that have been down there before and have done that, but we didn't send anybody last year, and so I think the only kid who'd ever been down there was Dustin Scow when he was a freshman. I'm trying to explain where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to do with procedures, and it's kind of confusing, but they got in there and they saw it, and they were a little, I think initially they were a little stunned at how kind of cool it was. I know that the discus guys went over to the 4A discus, watching that a little bit. First two throws were out there about 180, and their eyes were about as big as saucers. But they got kind of over that a little bit, and we got our shuttle in there to run first, and it's kind of just a miserable day, and so that kind of just rain and wet all day. But our shuttle did a pretty good job. They didn't run their best time of the year, but nobody down there was doing that because of the conditions. But it was neat. They really ran a nice race, and Justin Carlson in there had been fighting a back injury since districts, and he did a good job of rehabbing it. So he was kind of a question mark up until go time, but he stepped up and did a good job. The discus guys went, and the discus was really strange because it's a kind of a recessed ring. It's got about a 2-3 inch down into the cement, and with all the rain that they'd had all day, it was like a swimming pool in there.
Geez.
And the kids get in there, and they weren't brushing it out for some reason, and it's up over the top of their shoes, and so you get our two guys who'd never been there before. You get them in an intimidating ring to begin with, in a situation where they're nervous, and then you put about 3 inches of water on their feet. It was a little freaky for them, but they both pulled out a decent throw for the conditions. Logan threw finally, I think, in the 130s, 137, and Jason threw 119, and so that wasn't too bad in those conditions. And you got to keep that one in perspective, I think. Scow in there in the 400 ran a real good race. He went after it pretty hard. They were announcing his name over and over at the beginning because he was out in front. His heat, he finished with a 51.50. I'm not exactly sure where that ended up for the whole meet, but in the middle of the pack somewhere, and he's a junior, and he'll be back and be hopefully down there again doing that and possibly getting in there for a place. Second day, you got the rest of the guys going. Till just started things off in the long jump, and really was nice and consistent. He jumped 20 feet 1 1/2 inch twice, and so scratched his middle jump, but that's nice to see that he was consistent down there. Again, it's intimidating down there the first time you're in front of that many people doing that, and so it'll be nice next year when he gets down there, possibly get in there for a place. Dane ran the high hurdles, and again had never been down there before, and did a good job, and he was a little disappointed, I think, with his time, but you get down there and some of those times are misleading because they're fully automatic timing, and there's a conversion in there. And so he ran a pretty decent race. He ran low 16s, and actually I think he moved up from where he qualified. And that's one of our goals down there is to wherever you qualify, try to move up in your position, and that's a good goal. If you can do that at the state track meet, you've accomplished something, and that was nice. And then Logan yesterday through the shot put to end of the day, and he was again first time down there in the ring, but he threw a nice 47.5 foot throw. Just missed the finals, and by missing the finals, you just missed placing and getting a medal down there. And so he had a really nice meet too for us and a good season. And I can't say enough about those senior leaders. We had Logan Schochner and Scott Julius and Dane Nelson. There weren't very many seniors, but boy, they were some quality seniors. All made the state track meet. All did all the right things all year in workouts, leading those younger kids, and that's all you can ask from a senior class. That class, athletically, had not had a lot of success over the years as far as middle school and as they got to high school, but definitely improved. I think you saw it with the other seasons this year, winning some games and getting us back in the right direction. And this was a great year for us. We moved up from last year 10th in the conference, qualifying nobody, to this year 5th in the conference and qualifying 7 events. And so that goes directly to their senior leadership.
Yeah, I think it speaks to kind of where this program is headed. It's definitely an upswing. You saw the team build momentum as the year moved on, and I think in terms of around the conference, raising some eyebrows as to where you finished in the conference as opposed to last year.
Yeah, I think so. And you're going to go through at a 3A school like Humboldt. You're going to go through swings of good athletes and then athletes that don't do as well, and you just kind of you get. All you really can do is just try to do a little bit better than you think you can, maybe, and that's, I think, definitely these guys surprised a lot of people. Some of the guys stepping up, and nobody, I think, expected us to after getting 10th in the conference last year get do as well as we did with conference and district this year, and being in those meets, and it was a lot of fun. They were a good group of kids.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great season, and thanks for doing Coach's Corner all season as well.
Yeah, and I just want to take a chance quick to thank some of the people, my assistant coaches, John Wickett, my dad, working with the throwers, Brian Juergens working with the middle distance kids. I want to thank you, Eric, for the nice coverage you gave us. We saw you at a lot of meets, and it was nice to get that coverage with Coach's Corner, and Phil Munson, I think, for the the nice coverage in the newspaper that we had all year long, and all the volunteers that we had at our track meets, the home track meet, and then the district track meet. I just want to say that takes a lot of people to run that thing, and you're not getting paid for those positions, and it's a long night, and we've got absolutely the best crew that you're going to see around at a track meet. We run a smooth track meet, no problems ever. And it goes directly to the volunteers. And want to congratulate all the other seasons that Coach Clausen and the girls had a real nice showing this year, and all the other sports seasons this spring. And it's been fun to be a Wildcat this spring.
That it has. Coach Greg Wickett, thank you for joining me on Coach's Corner.